Welcome to the Magdalene Unveiled Telesummit. I'm so honored you're here, joining us in this sacred space where the wisdom of the Magdalene flows through the voices of the incredible authors and the artist of our new anthology, Magdalene Unveiled. And today we're speaking with cover artist Sue Ellen Parkinson. Well, welcome, Sue Ellen.
Oh, I thank you, Astara. I'm so happy to be part of this project. It means a lot to me.
Oh my gosh, it means so much to us, to all
Yeah.
of us. Your piece, The Mother of Mysteries, is such a beautiful um, pillar for us to hold us. I feel like she's the center point for all
Mhm.
of the authors' voices to circle around.
Mhm.
And the cover art is that entry point for people who don't know anything about the book, who just capture a glimpse of her and she's so powerful and there's so much resonance there. And so I wondered if you could share a little bit about your journey, Sue Ellen, into this practice of sacred art, sacred painting, and also this particular piece, The Mother of Mysteries, and tell us about that.
Yeah, I'd love to. I wasn't raised in a religious family, and as an adult, I mostly gravitated towards Eastern spirituality, Buddhism, Hinduism. I mean, that was very resonant for me.
Hmm.
But about 10 years ago, I thought, I woke up with this very strong message to explore Mary Magdalene.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's an ancestral nudging, like this was coming from grandmothers.
Mm.
I used to, when I was younger, I just thought, oh, these ideas come to me.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, I've realized, no, there's more to it than that.
Mm.
Something being activated in me. And I think we get these messages all the time
Hmm.
through our lives and we don't really acknowledge them.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
coming from ancestral, this is messaging that's coming to us.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I had met a woman at a poetry party who I really got on with, and her name was Kayleen Asbo, and at that party she had mentioned, and this was maybe a year prior to waking up and thinking I should study Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
But I remembered her name, which was kind of a miracle, and I Googled her, and she was giving a 3-day retreat on Magdalene, not far from my home, maybe 2 hours away.
Mm.
So I went to this retreat, and the first night she ended the meeting by just showing image after image after image of Mag. She has hundreds of images she's collected.
Mm. Yeah.
And I was sitting there in the dark and I burst into tears
Mm.
and I couldn't stop crying. I was so moved. There was some kind of deep connection, and a lot of it came out of this feeling that this one woman who I learned was a very incredible, powerful, amazing woman, had had so much projected on her.
Hmm.
So when I came home after this retreat, I just entered a painting state where I wanted to honor her as an extraordinary, ordinary woman, like all these women who we meet in our lives day after day who are giving so much to their communities and their families and their work and their beloveds, and I just wanted to honor her, and I was basically asking, who are you,
Mm.
as I was doing this painting, and I started to feel lifted, literally just held and lifted, like when you go out into the ocean and you're way past the breakers and you're just being sort of lifted in those swells. That's how I felt. So that got me very intrigued. And then I painted this second painting that you were mentioning that you have of, it's called The Mystic Mary Magdalene,
Mm. Yeah.
Beloved and Sovereign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 it's not Beloved and Sovereign. The Mystic Mary Magdalene, patron saint of contemplatives. That's the name of it.
Ah, okay.
So, I started dialoguing with that, just spontaneously dialoguing with that image. And everything that she said to me was free of any shaming or a sense of hierarchy or um, uh, it was just encouragement. It was just life affirming.
Mm,
I mean, every single time, and it would go straight to the center of whatever situation I was asking her about. And that experience of her, which has continued on through all these years, is that I can use that as my compass.
mm,
You
mm.
know, when I'm listening to someone who calls themselves a teacher or whatever they're saying, a guide, that's the center point. Are they life affirming? Okay. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
that's where I want to go.
yeah,
Um, and then as I was exploring Magdalene, I I started to hear about all these Black Madonnas that were discovered in the same region where she lived and taught and healed for the last 30 years of her life.
mm,
In France, there's been hundreds of Black Madonnas found there. And, I wondered, and I know other people have wondered, scholars, not just an artist like myself, but
mm,
is there some kind of relationship between Magdalene and the Black Madonna? Are these, in fact, images of her? Because it is kind of a coincidence that they're
yeah.
all in this same region, you know? So I am just open to exploring. So I started painting some Black Madonnas, and this one that you picked, I think, was the second or third Black Madonna that I had uh, painted. The image you picked for the cover on this book,
Yeah,
Magdalene Unveiled.
yeah,
Um, and I remember when I had the model was a young woman that I'd known since she was a baby. I'm good friends with her mother. Her name's Rachel Sanders. And I had Rachel come over, and she was, very much a young woman of her time. She had dreadlocks, and her hair was shaved up on one side, and um, she had the skinny jeans and the torn, you know,
yeah.
knees and all that stuff. And I put this black dress on her and stood her up on a stand and put the veil over her and stepped back to look at the image. She was
Mm,
holding a rose.
mm,
And I could hardly get my breath. I mean, it was just so beautiful. And I thought, oh my God, there she is, um, that close, that just there under the skin, that present,
mm,
the sacred feminine. And this is what has come up for me over and over again, not just with Rachel, but with all women that, the sacred feminine is there within each and every person, right there, present, always shimmering within.
mm, mm.
It's just a matter of unveiling her, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
yes, and
beautiful. Yeah.
recognizing her and seeing it and tuning in to this frequency rather than the frequency of the all the chaos. And not that, I mean, it's definitely things we have to deal with,
Yeah.
what's going on in our world, but
Mm,
this other thing is as real and as present in every moment.
mhm.
So that was my beginning of painting, and I love painting Rachel. She's just an amazing young woman. As there are so many, millennials get a bad rap. I just adore them. I think
Yeah.
they're oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
buds coming forth and just full
Mm,
of life and really insight. They're wise ones that have come in. And a little more about that painting is that the Black Madonnas found in that region are often associated with oak trees in some way. They've been found at the roots of oak trees, and they've been found in the hollows of oak trees. And they'll sometimes have acorns carved into their garments somehow. So I put in that painting, I put the acorns all around her halo there.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
another little explanation for that piece of it. So I'm
Yes.
doing a lot of talking here. I don't know if you have
Oh
any.
gosh, it's so wonderful to hear about your process and about your experience as you received the nudge and to go into this frequency, to capture it, to transmit it, and such a beautiful way of feeling into Rachel as you put that veil on her. And then boom, it came forward and it feels like it almost just kind of like moved between you and created a circuit or a way for that energy to then flow out of your hands through your paintbrush into the painting, which now adorns our cover. And um, it's that journey, I think, of the veil that really attracted me to this particular painting, uh, and how the veil can be used as a tool to go beyond the veil. Literally, wearing a veil can bring us beyond the veil into the magic, into the presence of her, of that energy of love. And I'm also curious if you could speak to your experience with the Magdalene embodying mother energy. Have you ever experienced that? Because I know, like in your artist statement in the book, you speak about how this piece, the Mother of Mysteries, can represent the Magdalene and every woman,
Mhm.
and also that mother aspect. Does it come through to you, and does Magdalene come through as a mother energy?
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. I feel like she is, the mother energy, what we're calling the mother energy,
Mhm.
this nurturing, life affirming,
Yeah, yeah.
um, life giving energy
Yes. Yeah.
is very, very powerful. But and I have painted Magdalene as a mother, by the way,
Yes. Yes.
holding a baby.
Yeah.
But my feeling is that one of the reasons why I am so drawn to Magdalene is that she's often shown not as a mother,
hmm
just as a singular sovereign woman.
Yeah.
And, I'm a mother. I have three children, and I just love them so much. They are so precious to me. And my grandchildren are so precious to me, and they mean the world to me,
Mhm.
but they don't define who I am.
Yeah.
And, I think so many times we get put into this box of this is what a woman must be.
Yeah.
And it is an aspect of who I am,
Mhm.
but I feel like I am so much more. And
Yeah.
I feel like every woman is so much more than being a mother.
Yeah.
We have so much to give the world. And I really feel like we need to bring women forth into positions
Mm.
of leadership, into positions where we are being consulted and our wisdom is being drawn upon because it is different.
hmm
And we desperately need to vision a new world right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And I think that's the thread that's running through all of the voices in this project is
Mhm.
that sovereign voice of liberation that can come when we let go of all of the other people's, expectations and roles and identities, and really move
Mhm.
beyond the veil to the truth, into the heart, into that deepest portal of connection to love.
Yes.
And so I also wanted to ask you about the rose and how that has affected you on your journey as a painter in relationship with these sacred energies and Magdalene in particular. What have you learned about the rose and the symbology of that, and what does it mean to you?
I think, well, the rose is such a beautiful flower for one thing, and the fragrance is so healing in and of itself. And my grandmother, who raised me, is named Rose,
Oh, oh,
as is my great grandmother, is named Rosa.
uh-huh.
And I just feel that kind of connection and honoring of them in
Mm,
that place and my
mm,
lineage.
mhm.
And also, the rose is one of these flowers that opens and opens and opens and opens and opens.
Yeah,
It's like like a lotus, like there are these certain flowers that do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like the thousand petals, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the layers of depth that are available to us through that
Yes.
portal. I feel the rose as a portal into the heart and that unfurling rose just opening up to more to receive and be in that exchange of love in
Mhm.
life. And like you said, life affirming. And I feel like that symbol in the middle of the painting of the Mother of Mysteries on our cover is so powerful. It's just that pop of red to bring
Yeah.
us into like deeply into that vortex also of those codes. And so much of this is so hard to explain analytically. It's just more of a, like you said, that frequency and that feeling. And
Well, yeah, I feel like, and this is something that I did not know when I started doing these icon paintings,
mhm.
but they are there to be portals
Mm,
for us to help tune into a certain frequency.
yeah.
There are lots of frequencies that are here right now in
Hmm.
this living room with me and with you and with everyone.
Hmm.
But if you look and meditate on one of these icons,
Yeah.
and I imagine that different icons will be gate, doorways for different people.
Hmm.
But these icons that I've painted of Magdalene, you can meditate on them and then use them as a portal and dialogue with that energy. And by dialogue, I mean just start opening your heart and maybe
Mm,
write whatever
yes.
answers come to you.
Yeah.
And uh, I found it to be a really powerful practice, and it's an ancient practice. They used it in the Benedictine monasteries as Visio Divina.
Hmm.
Carl Jung used it with his dreams, active
Yeah.
imagination. I
Yeah.
think it's been around a long, long time.
I
And
love
it works.
practice. I love that practice. It's just a way of communing and letting the image speak to you and deliver messages and find a
Mhm.
way to be in relationship with imagery and our intuition and going to that multidimensional space.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Going into the multiverse, which has
Yes.
never been, it's been speculated by, Nobel Prize winning scientists,
Hmm. Hmm.
that there's a multiverse out there. And I've experienced it up here on my little cabin on the top of a hill in the middle of nowhere,
Oh yes. Oh, I'm sure you have. And I just want to thank you so much, Sue Ellen, for your presence and your work, your gifts, your heart, your ability to listen and receive these nudges and to bring through these amazing portals for us to activate us and all of our hearts. And I just want you to really receive this gratitude of knowing that hundreds of thousands of hearts are going to be affected when they see this cover, when they see your art and that portal can open up to them. And that's such a gift that you bring to the world in
Oh,
Magdalene's name and in Love's name. So thank you so much.
well, thank you. May it be so. And thank you for putting my work out there in the world.
And before we go, I'm going to try to share my screen here so I can just pull up the cover so everybody can take a look
Oh, yay.
and see the art. There we go. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Yeah, there she is.
There
She's so
she is.
beautiful. Yes. Oh, and the hummingbirds. The
Yeah.
hummingbirds. Oh, yeah. So beautiful. So thank you again, Sue Ellen, for your time and energy and your gifts. And everybody, I would like to invite you to go pre-order the ebook today. It's now available on Amazon. Thank you for your support. And more hearts will be affected the more we can go pre-order the ebook today in particular. So thank you so much again, Sue Ellen, and thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you, Astara.
Much love.